HollyDudes. Welcome back to the HollyDudes Podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm Tim.
And this is episode 11. We'll get right into it with week 20 box office. Once again, per Box Office Mojo. So, I don't think it's any surprise here. Final Destination took the top spot. Bloodlines, they are saying, so this is, of course, this is week 20.
Yeah.
So this is up until Thursday. You're probably watching this. This airs on a Sunday. So, as of Thursday, it was Final Destination Bloodlines with $70 million on the week.
Huge opening.
Excellent for them.
Huge opening. Yeah.
I think that's definitely enough to relaunch a Final Destination franchise that's been dormant for a little bit.
Yeah. Look forward to these every year because I'm sure they made this on like a $10 million budget or something.
I know it wasn't very much. I don't think it was 10. I think it was like 30. But either way,
same thing.
Same
thing.
So this is fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
There's gonna be plenty more of these for you sick
it's
fucks, dude.
It's destiny.
You gross people that like all that CGI gore. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah. So hey, you know what? It's a sign of healthy box office, and I'm here for it.
You know who it's a good sign for is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's good year for horror, man.
Yeah.
I mean, a massive April that, was on the back of Sinners.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just going to continue this upcoming week. We have another horror movie coming out, highly anticipated. Great word of mouth so far from those who have caught early screenings. I was offered one on Monday. Unfortunately, I was working, so wasn't able to catch it. But yeah, well, I'll definitely be bringing a Just a Tip this weekend. So
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. Number 2, Thunderbolts. Still
surprising,
hanging on
right?
there. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Because this is a good Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I need this thing to at least make just enough, right? At least just enough is fine. Because here's the thing, right? If the good Marvel movie doesn't make any money, we won't get any more good Marvel movies.
Right.
The likelihood goes down if this thing doesn't make any money.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to, obviously it's not going to make tremendous money, but if it makes enough, if it makes a profit, we might get some good movies. That's awesome. Yeah. We might be back, Number 3 was Sinners again. Dude.
Legs.
What a top 4.
Right.
Final Destination is back, making a bunch of money. Marvel is back. Thunderbolts, making money. Sinners, a horror movie from April, making money at the end of May.
Yeah.
Dude. And Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft
and Sinners sticking around this long. I mean, we had said it weeks ago just being hopeful, of these are gonna, dude, there's nothing else coming out until the 23rd.
And number 5 is a Ben Affleck movie.
Right. How is The Accountant 2 still making money?
Because the world is healing. Because the world is healing. Because contrary to all the negativity and the nonsense around you, the world is healing. Things are going to sort themselves out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Don't listen to the news.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Just
go to the movies, man.
Even The Weeknd is doing well.
Even The Weeknd's doing well. It made more money its second weekend than it did in its opening week.
Which is insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. $4 million, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't really do math. I think that was its first week. Yeah, I can't do math. Whatever, it's fine.
Every prediction was only saying like 2 or 3 million.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then Friendship, a movie that you saw this week, is
great movie.
Number 7.
That was its soft opening.
Yeah.
Last week, or on the 9th.
Yeah.
Was the soft opening. So it goes wide release this weekend. So I know my screening was pretty packed. So
that's awesome.
It's a great sign.
Good.
Great sign.
Good.
Yeah.
There was Cheers in one of my screenings this week, but we'll talk about that. Yeah. So I'd say last week, fantastic week for movies. I'm sure week 21 is going to continue that pattern. Probably a massive weekend for movies.
For sure.
Let's get into that. So Box Office Mojo has already posted the predictions for the entire Memorial Day weekend. So this is all the way through Monday, May 26th. So they are predicting a $183 million opening weekend for Lilo and Stitch. I think
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yep. Based on what I saw at 2:00 on a Friday.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that this is making plenty of money.
Yeah.
They're also predicting $77 million for Mission Impossible. There's also an article from Collider that I want to refer to as well that was talking about Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
77 million. They're predicting per Collider for the opening day weekend as well. And a cumulative box office haul with overseas estimates of 190 million.
Yeah.
Right. This would be the if it passes the 200 mark, this is the largest opening weekend for a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah. 8 movies.
Will it be enough?
Yeah.
It's reported a $400 million budget. So
$400 million.
$400 million. So will it be enough? I don't know.
Someone's got to get Tom Cruise on another plane, man.
Oh, better plane.
Yeah.
Better plane. We'll talk about my thoughts on Mission Impossible. Yeah. People liked this movie, apparently.
I did.
There were cheers in my theater when this movie ended. Was round of applause from my fellow audience members. I saw it.
They know they can't hear them, right?
I applaud for good movies. So
you're an American stereotype right there.
I am.
Yeah,
I am. But yeah, good for that. Good for them.
Yeah.
I really want this thing to make money. Good. The Mission Impossible movies are fun.
Yeah.
I would like to see more. I don't want this to be the last movie.
I really hope it's not.
I don't think
they left the door open. So.
Oh yes, they
yeah.
did. Yeah. What kind of an ending was this? We'll talk about it. But yeah, they're saying that Final Destination will come in third, add another,
$5 million.
Yeah, another $5 million on Monday.
Yeah.
They're saying that'll be about $95 million after this weekend. Sinners will be just under 260, and Thunderbolts will leg it up to 174 million.
Friendship's going to be around 9 million, so that's a great.
Yeah, it's great for a very low budget movie like that. Yeah, awesome. And this thing just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling.
This is going to have great word of mouth for the top 10 movies. They're all going to have great word of mouth. So people are, if you can't catch it this week, catch it the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But this is a pattern that I am glad to start seeing consistently, where every week has been pretty big here, right?
Right.
For the past few years, we have kind of been thinking that our movie's dead, right? I know a lot of people I would talk to had no desire really to go to a theater for the most part, and thought maybe movie theaters weren't going to be around very long because movies weren't being produced that were worth spending the exorbitant prices to go see. However, I think we've started to see that change.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of research to see if my assumption was correct. So this is, again, per Box Office Mojo. So if you look at January of 2025, January is the 25th highest grossing month of all time. So, or at least as far back as they're taking it, right? Which I think is 1980. So that's great. February is the 24th. March is the 28th, right?
Yep. It was a rough March.
Yeah,
it was a rough March. Yeah.
Right. I mean, all of these are the worst of the millennia so far.
Yeah.
Right. But then you get into April, and on the back of Sinners, right, is the number for, April of box office's Mojo's results, right? So that's a good trend, right? Yep. And then if you look at May is currently number 18 with a few days to go.
Yeah. And
so
the biggest weekend of the month still underway. So
yep.
Yeah.
Going to add a couple $100 million to that total, and probably making it into the top 10 there.
For sure.
Maybe movies are back, man. Maybe movies are back.
Yeah. it's a good sign that we're just consistently moving up.
Yeah.
You know, each month is sort of getting bigger and bigger with the results. I'm sure, you know, it'll taper off after the summer's over, but yeah, it's a pretty strong showing already. So again, July is stacked. June is stacked.
Yes.
August has releases that we still haven't even like seen trailers for. We haven't.
No, a lot of the rest of the year isn't
it.
even listed yet.
Right.
So,
right.
You know,
opportunities are aplenty for weekend box office. Just magic.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's no predicting with the quality of movies that we've seen. I don't think anyone would have predicted, you know, week 2 Final Destination Bloodlines at 90 million. No one would have called that.
Who would have thought it?
Yeah.
You know, and here we are.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to see, right?
Yep.
I'm glad we're making good money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at April, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Minecraft
was our huge winner, right?
Yeah.
Which is no surprise, right? The 3 movies in front of it, number 3, Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
Number 2, Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
Number 1, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Those are 3 monsters.
Yep.
Right. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think movies are back. I think this is going to be a great year for movies. Do you think we'll look back on this year as one of those like, you know, historically good movies for years for movies? Like I think of 2008. I think of 1994.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. So the quality of movies that are out right now, like I just said, are not awesome. Like you need to get out and see this sort of movies, but they're enough to be good.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. I don't think we'll be.
I would say they're all roundly entertaining.
Yeah, they're entertaining.
That top 4 is fine.
Yeah,
unless you're me and you don't like Final Destination,
right?
You know, if you're into Final Destination, that's a great lineup of movies.
I mean, there's something out there for everyone. That's what's getting all these people out there. You got comedy, you have horror, action, you have family movies, you know, mystery. Like, is Hurry Up Tomorrow a movie?
It's not. Is it a movie? Yeah. That's the mystery. What did I sign up for?
Yeah.
When I try to explain that piece of shit to people, it's like they're like horrified by the end of it. Like, what? And how long did you say this was? Oh, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, that was like 5 minutes of story.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I had to watch that. So,
not like trying to explain.
That you people don't have to. I hope everybody that watches this took my advice and did not see that thing.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. God. Just. It's like a root canal for my brain. Just thinking about it. What a terrible.
You are never getting those 2 hours back.
No.
Never.
No. I lose a lot of time to this channel. This is a sacrifice I make. But man, just does my heart some good to see movies making money again.
Yeah.
You know, might not be like you said. Where's the Forrest Gump for the Pulp Fiction?
Exactly.
Know? But you know, I would take everything's roundly entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty good. Yeah, could be worse. We could be watching like we could be 2020. We could be 2024.
Yeah.
We could be watching like Amelia Perez. You know, be crying that oh my God, cinema's dead. It's over. Yeah. No. This is fine. Things are coming together. It's gonna be okay. You know. But yeah. So how about we get into some movies that we saw this week?
Yeah. Let's do it. I'd like to start and kick it off with Friendship.
I want to hear about it.
Yeah. This was a great movie, man. It's a comedy. A24 picked it up after its TIFF and Cannes releases last year.
So I didn't get a chance to see this. So this is like, I kind of asked you before, but so this is like a comedy. This is not like, is this like a black comedy or is it like more of like just a straight up comedy or what?
Hard to explain. So it's not goofy like silly comedy. It does have its moments,
like a Coen Brothers sort of comedy sort of thing, like where it's
almost
just off-putting and serious.
It's going to make you uncomfortable, and that's where the comedy comes from. Is these uncomfortable situations.
You're into that sort of thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, what was that stupid show that you wanted me to watch?
I Think You Should Leave.
No, it wasn't. I Think You Should Leave.
Oh, Nathan For You?
Yeah, Nathan For You.
Oh, yeah. If you love Nathan For You, you are going to like this movie.
I did not, so maybe this is not
man.
for me.
Yeah. I love it. So I had a great time seeing this movie. This friendship stars Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. Tim Robinson, you'll know him from his Netflix show, I Think You Should Leave, or Detroiters, or
I've heard people love I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah. The first season,
I know you're weird, like, Nathan For You and all that sort of stuff. So
a lot of people like,
but I've
Nathan
heard a lot of people do like I Think You Should Leave. So.
Yeah,
you're the only person that's ever recommended Nathan For You to me. So
really,
yeah,
you serious? Oh man, give it another watch.
No.
Give it another watch.
No, I don't think I can.
You do that, and I'll watch the rest of
I've seen clips
Inside
on like Facebook Reels and stuff. And it's just like I just can't. Like, Tim likes this shit. I don't know. Man. I don't get it. No, I don't know. I don't think I could watch the entire series. I would watch
the series
the equivalent
finale
in time that you have left of Inside. I will watch of Nathan For You, and that I think that would be fair.
All right. I'll take it.
All right, deal.
Yeah, the series finale of Nathan For You is honestly one of the greatest of any television show ever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Says the Paddington
will die
2
on
guy.
that hill.
Hell yeah.
Right on. More hot takes coming next week. So yeah, Friendship, directed and written by Andrew DeYoung. First time director as far as I know. So at least for feature films, he's done a lot of TV shows and stuff like that. But this movie was just solid. The laughs come quick and they just keep on coming after that. So it's a lot of uncomfortable situations. The crux of the movie is that Tim Robinson is playing a father called Craig. He's married to Kate Mara, and they're going through remission. Kate Mara had cancer.
What really interests me in this movie.
Kate Mara.
Oh my God, I love Kate Mara. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is the first time she's
House of Cards season 1. Kate Mara. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a woman right there. Absolutely.
She was great in the show.
Intern
A Teacher.
for me anytime.
Oh my God. All right, Kevin Spacey. Easy.
Hey,
Spacey.
Man. Hey.
Yeah.
He killed her. I would not. No, I would show her the love that a woman like her deserves.
Oh my God. Kate Mara, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Yeah, please come on the podcast.
Kate Mara, please come on the podcast, please.
So yeah, she's going through remission. She had cancer. She's about 12 months cancer free. One of those times. 12 minutes. Who cares?
Oh my God.
So, Craig gets mail delivered to his house that's supposed to have gone to his new neighbor, who is played by Paul Rudd. His name is Austin Carmichael. He's a weatherman on the nightly news. They're in a fictional city called Clovis. Just Clovis, USA. That's it. So
it means something.
Yeah.
The Clovis thing, right? Like, isn't that a word?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
it's
keep
just
talking while I Google that.
Yeah. So they meet, hang out, they get along really well. So
first king of the Franks.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
Unless he had friendships that were not going well, but yeah. So they hang out together, go through a aqueduct, break into City Hall, get into all sorts of shenanigans. So one evening, Austin's having his friends over and invites Craig, hey, come meet the rest of the gang. And during a friendly sparring match in the garage, Craig gets popped in the nose by Austin twice, and accidental, and decides during a lull in the action that he's just gonna cheap shot Austin and knocks him out. So
Damn.
yeah, as he quickly realizes that that soured the mood real fast. So what he does is he grabs a bar of soap and just shoves it in his mouth and says, "I'm a bad boy. I'm sorry." Like over and over again, as everyone else just stares horrified at him. So that's where your first indication of like, oh, this guy's like, he's fucked up. He's not right. So yeah, from there, every situation where it's like,
so how did he land a Kate Mara?
That's
what I know.
I don't know.
Like, do I just have to be
Don't know.
weird and off-putting?
Yeah. Well, throughout the movie, there's like a running joke that she keeps hanging out with, and it's heavily implied that she's cheating with her ex-boyfriend. You know, it's brought up in the first scene, so this isn't a spoiler.
Does this weird dude have money or something, or is this?
He's a really attractive firefighter.
Oh no, not the ex-boyfriend.
Okay. Tim Robinson.
Yeah, Tim Robinson.
Yeah, he's working for a company that basically tries to form habit-forming strategies for apps, trying to get people addicted to apps. So yeah.
Oh, so excellent. So he's a winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a nightmare, man. You're trying to root for this guy because you don't want to see him lose everything, but at the same time, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So watching his life fall apart is hilarious.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's great.
Oh, that sounds good.
Great movie. You gotta check it out.
Okay. So you would recommend this to our listeners?
To anyone, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Tim says that he recommends it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. Hell yeah. Well, go check out Friendship in theaters this weekend.
Yeah. Go see it.
Hell yeah. If maybe strange and off-putting isn't your particular cup of tea, or you have young children, would you recommend young children see Friendship with Tim Robinson?
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. No. So if you have to take children to something, I saw the live-action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty late on getting a Just the Tip out on it. Thursday I had things going on, and then I finally got to see it on Friday, but then I wasn't feeling all that well, and Saturday was a mess. So I finally got her out today. But if you haven't seen that, check it out. Not anyway, full review here. So this is the, of course, live action remake of the 2002 animated instant classic Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Right. I know you did not see the live action, but you've seen the original.
I saw the original way back when it first released.
Everybody should have seen it at some point, right? Yep. I mean that movie came out and literally was an instant hit. So this one, right? Of course, in the current chain of Disney live action remakes that we're getting, they somehow decided, you know what, man. We've been remaking all these movies that came out 100 years ago. Let's remake one that came out, 23 years ago, right? Like, okay, sure, whatever. When I heard that, I didn't really think that it needed a sequel, but I will say that the animation that they use for Stitch in this is amazing.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get into this thing. It's not a shot-for-shot remake. There are definitely some differences. Particularly, like the third act is almost entirely different than the animated sequel. There's characters that aren't in this movie that are in the original, and vice versa.
Yep.
Right. One of the cool things is the actress that played Nanny in the first one comes back in this one and plays like their neighbor.
Oh, cool!
A new character
cameo
they made for her. Yeah. So that's great. The actress that played Lilo in this is Maya Kealoha. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is she played Lilo in this. This is her first debut performance, and she's fine. Yeah, fine.
Looks like a little kid.
Yeah, she does a great job. It's a great job. And then our nanny in this one is Sydney Agadong. Again, like I said in Just the Tip, probably butchering these names. Hope hope they're not that bad. Feel free to let me know in the comments. But they're all both great. There's much more focus on like the human and side character stuff in this, and I think like not quite enough Stitch.
I mean, some of that's got to be money saving, right?
Oh, sure. Like I watched the original Stitch this morning. With my wife, like literally like right before we filmed this podcast. And I'm watching like the third act of that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I totally see why you guys did this differently. This would have been, afford astronomically, unaffordable.
Yeah.
To try to do that in a live action setting.
Well, if Snow White had done better, they could have afforded that, siphon some of the money out of that.
You need a tax write-off. What are you going to do? Give millions of dollars to charity?
No, give it to Rachel Zegler.
Exactly. Just make a bad movie, pay some producers, it'll be fine. Yeah. But, so this one, you remember like so they had the scientist that played him, Professor Jumba, or that created Stitch, right? So it was Professor Jumba, and then there was like
skinny one.
Agent Pleakley,
who
was like the skinny one, the one eye, right? So and they're like comedic characters, like following around, chasing him, So they're in this, and the scientist Jumba is played by Zach Galifianakis. The skinny guy is played by Billy Magnuson.
He's great.
Billy Magnuson's hilarious.
He's great.
He's like in Game Night. He's great. Love
Game Night's awesome.
Game Night is fantastic. Game Night is a better movie than this.
Game Night's not for children.
Yeah, probably not
for children.
I guess not. I should rewatch it. I guess not. Yeah.
Some violence, some.
But how could that possibly be profitable for Frito-Lay? Dude, it's just the best movie. I love Game Night.
When he slides the dollar across the table. Game Night review coming.
Game Night review, yeah. Oh, man. No, but yeah, back to Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
So, Jumba is played by Zach Galifianakis.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst Zach Galifianakis movie I've ever seen. Like
because of him, or
he's so lame in this.
Oh no,
like it's just not funny. Like, and especially, and it's
wait. Have you seen The Hangover Part 2 or 3?
Yes, I have.
And this is worse.
He is less funny in this than he is in those. And watching the original one, I'm like, the Professor Jumba is like kind of a funny character.
Yeah,
like he does provide quite a bit of comedic relief in the original.
Right.
And I can see that you were trying to be funny here at parts. But he's not funny.
It didn't land?
No, it just didn't land. Like, his comedy didn't land. And like I said in Just the Tip, like, Billy Magnuson is giving the best effort trying to make that work with them being, like, the comedy slapstick duo, Like, and it just doesn't land for me. Damn. Anyway, no, there was, what I say, the funnier comedy for me came from the neighbor dude. What's what's his name? Neighbor surfer guy. David. He's like the neighbor surfer guy who like Nani's like love interest in the first one. Like he's way funnier in this than either of those guys are. Like, So I mean, it was fine. And like the Stitch animation is incredible. Yeah. But the other aliens at time, like the animation looks good, but a lot of times I felt almost like I was watching like High on Life.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like stiff, jerky, kind of like like Hannah Waddingham plays the Grand Councilwoman. It was like, damn, are you doing the Robot Man? So I mean, there's some of that, but this is a movie for kids. Like,
right.
I don't think this was like supposed to win an Oscar. And I think kids are gonna love this thing. This was a great time. This is a great time. I'm not really gonna get into the story of this because I'm sure most people have either seen the original, right? And I don't want to spoil any of the differences because that's kind of the whole point of going to see this thing,
Right.
But
it's hard to review comedies because like by giving away anything, you're sort of just taking all the wind out of the joke.
Right
there.
Right.
So,
you know, and in this thing, it's not long enough to really spoil too much plot.
Yeah.
Stitch, fantastic. I will say there is a scene in the third act of this that you know me, man. I will cry in movies.
Oh, come on.
I will cry in movies.
Come on.
And no, it's like uncontrollably
like White Boy Rick.
Like White Boy Rick. Like, dude, there's a scene because they change the the final battle in third act of this thing, right? And there is a scene in the end of this movie that I am sitting in the back of the theater, and thankfully, like, I was the only person in the back row because I was just uncontrollably sobbing for 5 minutes.
Oh,
like,
no.
just tears coming down. Oh my god. Yeah. So there's that, right? If you're emotionally sensitive, you might have a good cry at this one. It's fantastic. Go out and see it. Definitely recommend it. So, if you're looking for an adult comedy, go see Friendship.
Drop the kids off at Lilo and Stitch. Go see Friendship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How long is Friendship? What's the runtime?
Hour 40.
This is also an hour 40.
Well, the other option, you could let your kids go see Friendship and Lilo and Stitch while you go see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
I don't know if that's a good option. But, I'd say the first two movies, go see these. Friendship, Lilo and Stitch. Go check them out. And should we get into the big bad of this week?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
The Final Reckoning.
Final Reckoning. So, you got to see the early release.
Yeah.
I saw it in IMAX yesterday. I think you liked this more than I did.
Yeah. I really enjoyed, and don't get me wrong, it's a long movie. There's a lot of exposition, but I enjoyed the action in the end particularly. So
long movies and exposition don't bother me. I do. One of my favorite movies of all time is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I fall asleep 20 minutes in
3
every
hours
time.
Of
I've tried.
It's fine.
I want to see it. I just can't stay awake for it.
It's fine. I don't mind at all if this is 3 hours of talking.
Yeah,
that's fine. But this was not good. I did not enjoy this at all. And unfortunately, I think the parts that people seem to really be ranting and raving about are like, I'm specifically like, I didn't like that.
Really?
I'll save that for the spoiler section because that's kind of where I'm at with it. But overall, I thought that if this is what you think an ending is, that's not what I think an ending is.
This was not a definitive ending.
This wasn't anything. Yeah. This wasn't anything. This is...
they stopped them. Well, I don't want to do any spoilers. We'll get into it in the spoilers, but you're wrong.
I don't think so, and I cannot wait to argue this point. I've been waiting since I got out of this movie. I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk to Tim about this because this was not what I wanted at all from a movie.
Okay.
So non-spoiler review.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt and the gang are coming back to finish the job in the fight against the Entity.
Yeah.
If you saw the last one, there's an AI called the Entity that basically wants to destroy the world.
Yeah,
it lived on the internet for a couple of days and decided, oh my god,
humanity's
all has to end.
Technology will always go to Ultron mode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We saw that in real life, right? Like a few years ago, there was that AI that was like, "Oh no,
humans, humans are the problem." Yeah,
humans are the problem. Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But so he's gonna get together with his merry band of misfits, and they're gonna finish the job, and he can't play by the rules, right? He's not gonna follow orders. He's gonna do it the IMF way.
They're always disavowed.
They're always disavowed. Things happen, right? And it's not. But I don't think that anything really happens in this movie. This was
Really?
not. I think this was, if anything, if you look at it from a wider perspective, dude, this was like Act 1 and 2 in like of a larger story.
Wow.
I don't feel like this was anything. You know.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this was the Two Towers without the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah.
Damn.
So non-spoiler, I would say don't go see this thing. I think Tim would probably say go see this thing.
I'd say go see this thing if you've seen the first 7. Yeah, you got to see this one.
Well, yeah, you have to. For the sake of the story, maybe they got to make another one. I think they have to make another one.
Yeah,
I think they have to keep going because it can't. That can't be it, really.
Yeah.
Like,
with the money that this one is going to make, I think they will make another one.
They have to,
man,
because this can't be it. I know he's 62, but this can't be it. This can't be the last ride.
Yeah.
Can we get into spoilers?
Let's do it.
Let's get into spoilers.
We'll just do, I don't know. What will we do? Just give a thumbs up when the spoilers are over if you don't want to hear them. But yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can't work out the timestamp thing in YouTube.
Yeah, that ought to be fine. Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Didn't work.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, spoil away.
Spoil away. Okay. So, obviously Luther was going to die. Like, we know that just from, like, what you kind of hear, too. Like, Ving Rhames' health is not all that fantastic.
Yep.
You know, he's probably not going to want to keep doing these. So
he
was going to be gone. You already knew that, you know. And you could kind of tell from the trailers, you know.
He was only in one scene.
Yeah. He was gone.
Yeah.
So, you know, they whack him, like, kind of right away, you know, which didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like, okay, you know.
You didn't feel like his sacrifice meant anything?
Barely.
He gave him enough time to get out.
Barely.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't make any sense. Like, I'm watching this scene and the ticking clock is going in my head and I'm like, this is bullshit. This doesn't, you know, there's no way. I've seen Tom Cruise run. I know he can run, but there's no way. This doesn't make any sense. Gabriel and his whole, like, you know, he's been, like, disavowed by the entity. And so now I'm a dark-faced, you know, shadowy bad guy, you know, like, okay, like, I thought your whole personality was like that because you were, like, with the entity, and it's like, no, now you're just like that. You're just doing this for some reason. Why?
He doesn't like Ethan Hunt, man. That's it.
That exactly. Yeah. So this was nothing. Like, this was Dead Reckoning built up to this. Like, this was the final battle, you know, between good and evil, right? It's supposed to be the fate of the world, and it felt like this is the fate of the world, but it's handled by some clowns. Okay. You know, like, I feel like that Gabriel's not a compelling villain. I don't like. He was more compelling in Dead Reckoning than he is in this. In this, it's like he's just there. He's just a guy.
Well, in Dead Reckoning, he had Palm Clementif by his side, and this one he's just got like some 50-year-old pilot in the final act hanging out next to him.
He's just kind of.
I'm like, who's this
henchman,
guy? Who's this
nameless
guy?
henchman?
then they're like, oh, he flies old planes. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I bought it. I didn't care.
No, okay.
It was a vehicle.
No, and then they were talking about, like, you know, people are talking about two scenes in this movie in particular, right? There's the submarine thing, and then there's the plane.
Yeah.
So let's talk about submarine. Right?
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It was nothing compared to
Rogue Nation, where he's underwater.
Is it Rogue Nation or Fallout? Where
Rebecca
Ferguson is riding him like a friggin' dolphin out of there.
Rogue Nation.
You sure?
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah, positive. Rogue Nation.
And he, like, dives into the vault and he's like, okay. Yeah.
Because he's got to get the they got the thing plugged into the underwater vault.
Okay.
And he dies. So a lot of people saying that, Ethan Hunt, he's going to die in this one. Well, he died in number 5. So
fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was not the best water scene that they've done.
I think if you're afraid of depths, maybe it'll
my
translate better.
thalassophobia definitely kicked in when they opened the door to that submarine, and here's this other massive submarine. Like oh my god, I almost wet myself because I'm deeply afraid of sharks, and so when I saw that, it was terrifying, terrifying, man. Like that's the biggest shark I've ever seen. It's made out of steel and it's got nuclear torpedoes. Oh my god, it literally made me very uncomfortable. But it was fine. Like it was like, yeah, this is an action sequence, but I've also seen this in James Bond, the one with the guy who can't feel pain.
Novocaine.
Novocaine. Right. I don't know if it's like Die Another Day or it's one of the Pierce Brosnan ones, but there's a bad guy who can't feel pain, and the final act is literally that. Like they're in a submarine with torpedoes flying around and like getting stuck, it's that.
What was that movie with?
But he's actually having a fight against a compelling bad guy.
We saw a movie with submarines a couple years ago.
There was. It's got Gerard Butler.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it though.
Is it Hunter Killer?
Is that it?
I think it was Hunter Killer. Yeah.
Something.
I think it was Hunter Killer with Gerard Butler. And that is pretty good. Yeah, I watched that fairly recently.
Yeah.
But it's like so I've seen this before, so this is okay, Let's talk about the other one. We'll talk about
planes.
the planes.
I love this.
All right, let's have Tim talk about the planes, and then I'll give my hater spiel on.
So, just outside the Doomsday Vault in South Africa, Gabriel's on the run. He's got the poison pill around his neck, Luther's poison pill. So Ethan Hunt's got to get to that.
Yeah, Luther's created this poison pill, which is essentially
the only thing that can just kill the AI. Yeah, the entity. So Gabriel carries it around his neck. I don't know why you wouldn't just throw it in the ocean or something. Get rid of it.
Again,
there's no tracker on it.
Never made any sense to me. Why do you have it? What?
To threaten the entity.
But are you stupid? Why is it around your neck?
It's fashionable.
Yeah.
So
limits your options of escape. You can't jump in the water.
There's only 2 planes. Both of them, Ethan just misses Gabriel's plane, and just so happens that Gabriel's henchman, the pudgy little guy, is flying right behind him. So catches onto the landing gear of that, climbs up. He's on the prop and all that. Dude, great scene. My hands were sweating.
So?
Yeah. Dude, if you've ever been that high.
I've been in a plane.
Have you been outside of a plane?
No, but here's the thing, man. I've seen movies. I've seen a lot of James Bond movies.
Okay.
And it's I've seen
they're not doing that.
They're not really doing
life.
it, but I've seen such similar stunts that it's okay, yeah, you're really doing it, and that's impressive to know that he's really doing it. I'm not shitting on the fact that damn, that man really got out there. That's pretty cool. But I just don't it's just I've seen this before. The visual doesn't do it for me. I've seen it, And for all of this, right?
Yeah.
So this is all supposed to be cool. I mean, this is the fate of the world, right? This is the final reckoning.
Yep.
For all of this to hinge on a couple of biplanes and a straight arm punch fight like an Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
That's modern espionage for you.
It was awful.
That's modern espionage.
He hit that man like this was North by Northwest.
Yeah.
What is what?
Punches work.
Dude, no. There's.
Would you rather that or them have a gunfight?
Yeah, I'd rather have a gun. I don't know. I'd rather have a gunfight. Something the dog fight with the plane props was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
then when he gets out and it's you're doing the corniest 1950s black and white punch.
What did you think of Gabriel's death?
It was just the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
He gives a cackle and then
it's only one parachute. Funk. Yeah,
I
and
thought
that's
that
it.
was funny.
And that's it. And that was the end. Like, no,
Yeah.
that was the most anticlimactic way to kill your villain in the end. Like, Tom Cruise doesn't even kill him. Like, he
Yeah.
literally just falls and like funk. That's it. Dead.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny, but it's not supposed to be. For me, that was like, it's not supposed to be funny. Like that was it. You know, like this is the final boss.
Yeah.
This is like you get to the end of Elden Ring, and you fight the Elden Beast, and you literally like you hit it one time and it like deflates like a balloon. It's just
or
like,
just runs into a swamp.
Like
Yeah.
like
just
it's
jumps off a
literally
cliff.
like you get to the final battle and it's a cutscene.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of like disappointing like weight just like falls. It landed so flat for me. I didn't like that at all.
I think this movie would have been better if it weren't for Gabriel as a character. I think they could have used Solomon Lane.
Solomon
Lane would have been a great villain for these last two. Or the original plan was to have Nicholas Hoult play.
Yeah.
So,
just something else. Just not.
I still had fun during the scene.
I would have liked it better if they would like the Nicholas Hoult idea. Yeah. Like what I would have liked is if they had Gabriel and they introduced him as they did in this one where he's been disavowed and he's like this shadowy figure and immediately killed him off.
Okay.
Like within like 5 minutes, like he's
they snoke him
dead. Yeah, they snoke him right. Yeah. And then you walk in another villain, and maybe he's played by Nicholas Hoult or whatever, and that's the final boss. Because that's the one who's like actually, right? Because that's how Mission Impossible's always done it. It's like there's just another thing behind the right? That's how I would have done it. I don't think people didn't like Gabriel from the first one. Maybe you don't go with him again. Maybe you kill him like you have in every other movie, Like there's only really like Solomon Lane was like the only villain compelling enough to be in a couple of movies.
He was in two.
Yeah. Other than that, it's like one-offs, and Gabriel's not that compelling, Your only other option to have been able to do that would have been like Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like, was compelling enough where you could have had him in a couple of them.
I thought that Pom Clemente Paris in the movie, I thought that she would have made a turn and been like, no, actually, I'm siding with the enemy.
Yeah.
And she wanted the control, but
everybody seems to like be saying that. Oh man, Pom Clemente gave this.
She was great
performance. What did she do? She had like 6 lines, and 5 of them were French. She didn't do anything.
She just stood there and looked menacing. She's an assassin.
She didn't do anything. Everybody said, "Oh my god, she did a great job." Like, dude, she stood there like a fucking extra. She didn't do anything. She didn't do nothing. She had 6 lines, 5 of them were French, and most of the time she just stood there. Like,
damn.
Damn. Like she wasn't. Degas did more than she did in this movie.
I didn't really care for Degas.
But he did more than Pom. She didn't do nothing.
He just sat by with Bill and his wife. He's like, I'm just going to stay here.
Dude, the Inuit woman did way more to move this movie's plot forward.
Yeah.
Than Pom Clemente's character.
What did you think of having Bill in there as a character?
Well, that was cool. Yeah. That was cool. I enjoyed having Bill come back, like that callback to the previous Mission Impossible.
Yeah, to the first one.
Yeah,
all the way back to 96.
Hell yeah, dude! Back. Like that. That's a good way to call it back. But they just dropped the ball with this. And then that stupid Avengers Assemble at the end. What the hell was that?
Everyone ends up in the same spot, man.
So they all just like look at each other. They do the what is it? False ending 2 from Return of the King.
Oh, I don't remember. There were 30 endings.
Exactly. It's the second false ending because the first one is when they get picked up by the Eagles on the rocks.
Okay.
And the second one is the scene that I'm referring to when Frodo wakes up in Rivendell and everybody walks in the door and they all just like smile at each other and they just they did that.
Okay.
But like they did that.
What do you want them to do? Just like stand together in the middle and talk about how they saved the world? I mean, we saw how they saved the world. We don't need it explained.
Or don't have the meetup scene or just, that meetup scene is handled differently, where it's literally not just them like walking up, smiling at each other, and then walking away. Like, what? Why did we do this? It's so silly. And it doesn't even make sense in like the greater world of espionage, because you all literally just came out and exposed yourself for no reason other than to like give a nice little smile to each other and then leave.
They did it. They did it.
And then what happens to the entity that's now just like living in this flash drive? Like, they're going to do anything with it? They're going to kill it? They're going to destroy it?
Destroy it.
Are they going? Dude, well, they didn't. It's still alive. It's there.
It's a spoiler for the next one.
Oh,
it's a spoiler for the next
one. Movie, dude. I was so mad. I watched it in IMAX. I paid the extra money because Tom Cruise says go see it in IMAX.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything in this movie that I needed to go see in IMAX.
Wow.
There's nothing in this movie that I needed to go see in IMAX.
I
would have rather given my $16 would have been better spent if they would have sold me a ticket to go see Fallout.
Fallout is the best Mission Impossible movie by far.
No.
Yeah.
It's number 2 for me.
Mission Impossible 2?
So, okay, so we're gonna talk about this in just a sec.
Yeah.
But okay, overall, Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning.
No, I was wrong. Fallout's not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another one that's better. Yeah.
I don't like this movie. I think that this is like for me, I'm like, okay, if you've seen them all and you're really into the franchise, go see it, right? Support the franchise, go buy a ticket. Awesome. I want people to go buy a ticket to this thing, but I just don't have high expectations because this thing's not good. To me, this is the second worst.
Okay.
Mission Impossible. So I don't, I want to talk about our ranks of Mission Impossibles.
Oh man,
is the next segment. But what is your overall opinion on this movie?
Overall, I feel like,
and should people be like, is this the movie that you recommend people go get a ticket for?
For this weekend? No.
For this weekend.
No. Okay. So Paramount is a studio for this, right? Yeah. They have a horrible track record when it comes to releasing Mission Impossible movies. Constantly, the Dead Reckoning Part 1 was released a week before Barbenheimer. Why would you do that? This one being released at the same time as, like we said before, you got Final Destination Bloodlines that came out last week. You have Lilo and Stitch this week. Friendship,
Minecraft,
with the
Thunderbolts,
Sinners still going strong. Tom Cruise, thanks to Sinners.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's gonna make it. Like I said, it's making the most. It's the highest box office debut for Mission Impossible movie, but it could have been so much more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think the movie was ultimately hurt by runtime, and
this is not good. This was not good. Damn. This was not a fun experience for me. For me, that's all a Mission Impossible movie has to be, is a good experience. Okay. And this was not a good use of my 3 hours.
I enjoyed it for those like 2 scenes and then some of it in between. The more I think about it, the more I'm starting to be disappointed by it.
Oh yeah. And if I spend any time thinking about this, I get disappointed about it because this wasn't good. So, okay, I want to get into a Mission Impossible final retrospective question mark.
Okay.
Because who knows if this is going to be the last.
I hope not.
I hope not. Don't let it end like this, Tom, because this was so bad. Don't let it end like this. This wasn't an ending. This was a thing that you made, but it wasn't an ending. So where does this fall for you in terms of all the Mission Impossibles?
Thumbs up so that they know it's spoilers out.
Oh, spoilers are over.
Spoilers are over.
Spoilers are over.
So
where does Mission Impossible 8 Final Reckoning fall for you out of all of these Mission Impossible movies?
I'd say number 6 out of 8.
6 of 8.
Yeah.
So you think this is the third worst?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your give us your 1 through
So
8.
number 1 is going to be Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That was
Okay.
the 2015 release.
Rogue Nation is
It's where
that
you
one
get
has
introduced
Renner,
to
right?
what's up?
Does that one have Renner or no? Is there no Jeremy Renner in that one?
Renner is in Ghost Protocol.
This one you get,
or no, Renner is in Rogue Nation. That was
Nation.
the last one that he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this one you get introduced to the blonde, who's in Fantastic Four, right?
Vanessa Kirby?
Yeah. Isn't she in
I
this?
believe so.
This is the John Lark one.
No, that's Fallout. That's Fallout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rogue Nation,
This is the
Rebecca Ferguson is introduced.
Yes.
So yeah, Solomon Lane is also introduced as a main villain. I just feel like this movie was stacked. There wasn't one scene that I could release.
Rogue Nation's pretty good.
There's one line that Benji gives when they're explaining about him making a mask, and that's it. I would remove that one line.
Yeah.
Because it's just a little too silly. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your worst? What's your 7 and 8? What are the two that you think are worst?
So
worse than Vision Impossible?
Put number 2 in at 7.
Yeah.
Number 8, I put Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that's the worst Mission Impossible movie?
You're talking about movies having no payoff. Dead Reckoning Part 1 had no payoff.
Well, yeah, because it's Part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still needs to be a movie.
In Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Is it?
Yeah. Fellowship of the Ring is a movie. Fellowship of the Ring is a great movie.
So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Part 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Did not like it.
I mean, I get it. I disagree completely. No.
You gonna put that as your best?
No. No, my best is probably 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Due to Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yeah, due to Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's the best villain to Mission Impossible. Yeah. What is like just the most tragic loss of talent in my lifetime is Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like, he was just incredible.
A real Kobe.
Yeah, guys, more than Kobe, in my opinion. But there's not enough violence in basketball for me to consider it a sport worth my time.
There is off the court.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, domestic doesn't count. Yeah, probably 3. Philip Seymour Hoffman, incredible. Number 2 is probably Fallout. Number 3, Rogue Nation. Number 4 is probably Mission Impossible 1.
Then Ghost Protocol.
Then no.
2.
Then Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Okay.
Then
really?
Yep.
Over Ghost Protocol.
Then Mission Impossible 2.
Holy shit.
Then Ghost Protocol. Yeah. Then this. Then Final Reckoning.
Ghost
then
Protocol,
Ghost Protocol.
The worst?
Ghost Protocol is the worst Mission Impossible movie I've ever seen, dude. That thing sucks so bad.
That is just the opening prison scene.
The opening prison movie,
it's so good.
It's bad, dude. It's so bad.
It's so good.
The whole movie is schlocky.
It's campy.
It's campy. It's schlocky. It's not. No, I didn't come here for an Evil Dead movie. I came here for a Mission Impossible movie. No.
Wow.
It's junk, man. It's junk.
Wow.
I watched it Thursday.
But you like number 2 way more?
Yeah, 2's a better movie. Yeah. Like, because I can accept it for the time that it was made. Whereas, like this, it's like, okay. No, dude, like this is, I can't accept this. People know better at this time, you know? It's like when you watch Gone with the Wind, and it's like, yeah, this was acceptable for the time that it was made.
Gone with the Wind was in theaters for 60 years.
No, it was acceptable for the time it was made. It wasn't such a time of rapid progress, all right? You know?
Yeah, true.
Those 60 years were fairly similar.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, dude. Oh, Ghost Protocol's bad movie. Yeah. But,
wow.
Yeah, no, I didn't like this movie. So, I probably wouldn't recommend it to the audience.
I'm going to see it again. I'm going to see it again either tonight or tomorrow. Yeah.
Tim.
I'm going to see if my opinion changes at all. I'm going to try to get that confirmation bias.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think you're going to enjoy it, Tim. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it will.
No. So anyway, yeah, Mission Impossible. I hated it. Tim's probably kind of,
I'm on the ropes now.
It's on the ropes now. I'm talking him down. I'm talking him down on this movie. Oh no. But and it's, or I hate giving bad reviews to movies. It really, I don't like being a hater. Is some people think that that's fun, and a lot of people make entire careers off of that.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I love movies and I want you to go buy a ticket. I don't get paid to do this. I don't get any kind of monies or kickbacks, but I want you to go buy a ticket. I want you to go to the movies and keep them open. Yep. So, while I don't necessarily, I can't really recommend this movie because it is 3 hours of your life and your time is valuable. Hey, maybe go see Lilo and Stitch with the kids, or go see Friendship, or go see Sinners or Minecraft or any of this good stuff.
Final Destination.
Yeah. Final Destination, right? There's all sorts of good movies out. So, speaking of movies out, how about movies that are coming out? Some trailers.
Yeah.
So I saw all sorts of trailers this week. I don't know if it was maybe like they had extended packages or something. I don't know, dude, but I saw a buttload of trailers between these two movies.
We've been seeing Lilo and Stitch and Final Destination and Mission Impossible for months.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, well, what else is coming out now?
roll them out there. Yeah, roll them out, baby. Yeah. So we got a bunch of new trailers. I got the first thing I want to talk about is not really a new movie trailer, but I saw an extended trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth. Right, this is the ScarJo Jurassic World that we're getting, and
soft reboot.
Yeah.
Again.
So this extended trailer showed much more of the monstrosity creature thing that they've made.
What's the?
I can't remember what they're calling it. It's some kind of Rex thing.
Yeah. It looks like, is it Ragnar or whatever? Rangor from.
It looks like the Rangor.
Yeah, the Rangor from Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, because I was just struggling to picture I know exactly what this is. This is a creature I've seen before. This is the Rancor. Yeah. This is the Rancor from Star Wars. But seeing this trailer, and there's moments in this thing too, like there's a specific moment in the trailer where there's a man begging for his life, and it's kind of drawn out, and it's this is rough, man. I was watching this, I was like, oh, is this gonna be a scarier take on this? Maybe it seems like that's where they're going, at least from this trailer. There was a lot more horror going on. Maybe this might be a little bit more adult themed than the Chris Pratt ones.
That's what they want you to think. And then you get in, and then you find out that the main character is a child, and all their friends are children. And
that's what I'm so scared, because so far this doesn't seem to be that. But I'm sure they're going to find a way that this story is going to center around children.
Yeah, I hope they're listening to us, and they're not going to bring their kid to Dinosaur
to the HollyDudes Podcast. Listen, don't do this. Don't make it around kids. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I'm sorry, children out there. If there's children listening, you should not be listening to the podcast.
Right.
But the podcast is not for kids. But nobody wants these child characters, man.
No.
Dude, give us a more adult version. I don't want dinosaurs fucking and stuff, but I want
maybe one scene of dinosaur.
I don't want any of that.
Okay.
I don't want any of that. I've seen the internet. I don't want any of that.
Just a little dinosaur fucking.
No, definitely not. Please not. No.
Dinosaur on dinosaur or dinosaur on human? What are we talking about here?
Please.
How much dinosaur fucking are we going to have in the next Jurassic World?
God, I hope none. I hope none. You know what? And if there is, it's as long as it's species specific, it's fine.
Okay.
Or it's Scarlett Johansson involved somehow, some way. It's fine.
So, have you seen the posters that are coming out for this?
I have.
Did they make Scarlett Johansson's head bigger?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. They try.
Why?
Yeah, I do. It looks like they pumped her full bunch of steroids.
Yeah,
you know?
I couldn't tell if that was just like a forced perspective thing, but I'm like, dude, her head is huge.
Yeah,
Her head is huge.
Even in the trailers, you can see her, and it's like almost looks like you're pumped full of steroids or something. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. It looks fine. I think that this extended trailer did a better job of getting me any kind of excited for this movie.
Yeah,
I was really struggling to build any kind of excitement for this.
I mean, after the last three,
really,
last 6,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
What is your favorite Jurassic movie?
The first one.
Yeah.
And
I think you're in the same boat with most people. My favorite is The Lost World.
Okay, I could see why though.
Yeah,
I mean that opening scene.
The opening scene and the scene with the poor guy. I'm forgetting his name, but he gets ripped in half by those 2 T-Rexes.
Oh,
after they pull the bus up or whatever. Yeah. That's I think about that, or the scene where the T-Rexes are in the city. Or when the boat comes crashing through the pier. That's a cool one.
It's a cool movie.
And I love me some Jeff Goldblum, dude. Jeff Goldblum as the lead. Yeah. Come on now, that's my favorite one, and it has always been my favorite since I was a little kid.
Number 3 holds a special place in my heart just because
Number 3 scared the shit out of me when I saw it in the theater. Yep. That scared me to death when I was a little kid when I saw it in the theater. Yes, the beach scene. Yeah. Literally, the beach, that set the tone for me, and it was like, oh my god, no, I don't know if this is going to be for me.
The Spinosaurus is always going to be the coolest dinosaur out there.
Or the scene that really grossed me out in that movie and pretty much ruined it when I was a kid in 3 is when they're in the water and that girl's leg gets raked by the claws. Oh man. Ooh.
You can hear it.
Yeah. Nope, I didn't need that at all as a child. No, I was definitely too young to see that movie. It seems like maybe that's more
the direction
sort of where they're going. Good. So that's good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Maybe it'll be more entertaining.
Yeah.
There seems to be maybe more guns in this one too. So maybe we're mixing a little bit of 2 into this as well. Yes. Cool. Maybe we're going to get a good one. Who knows? We'll see. This one came out last week, and we didn't touch on it, but I wanted to talk about it this week. So Disney is unceremoniously dumped out the trailer for Ironheart.
Yeah, no fanfare.
No, they just literally just plopped it out there.
Here you go, guys.
So this is coming out soon.
Yeah.
Dude, nobody cares. Who the hell wants this thing?
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
The
There's no hype.
What's the kid with the cape doing?
I don't know.
Why is he wearing a cape? He just looks stupid.
I will say that Riri Ironheart's suit Riri Williams suit looks better in this one than it did in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
But no one wants this, right? Did you not learn the lesson from the Marvels that if you make a movie that literally nobody is asking for, no one's gonna see it?
So when was this made?
Unfortunately, that's I think that this has been in production hell for a long time.
Yeah. So I think that's why they're doing it. They just gotta release this thing. They can't Batgirl it and just not release it.
Why not? See, okay. Yeah. DC does the Batgirl thing. They destroy all this stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Right? But then you see the trailer for Superman, and you see where this is going now, and it's like, maybe that was not a terrible idea. Maybe you just put out the good stuff.
Yeah.
I know a lot of general audiences that you talk to people who maybe don't, are definitely not as into movies that we are. Right? When I talk to people, that's what they want. They're like, why don't you just put out the good stuff? And you just don't put out that crap.
Well, that's why they have a podcast like this where they could see what's good and what's not before heading to the theaters.
I guess there's that, right? They can always take our opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm usually wrong sometimes.
I'm always right.
But yeah, I watched this trailer right before we started filming, and I just don't care at all. Yeah. Nothing in this trailer made me wow, I need to rush out and see that. And okay, I've seen Wakanda Forever. So I saw the introduction of this character, and I'm watching this trailer, and I'm like, wait. So it seems like the big conflict here seems to be some sort of like moral quandary, right?
Yeah.
About some money or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wait. I saw Wakanda Forever, and I don't think that this would be a conflict for the character that you introduced in that movie. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't think that this is a thing. You know.
I think they're going to edit this to completely remove it from the MCU.
You know,
I think that's where they're going. It's not going to tie into anything.
She's supposed to be in the next Avengers. She was in the cast release.
Okay, well,
maybe they're just trying to keep her in mind as a character. I don't know. If I'm Marvel, I'm looking at, we put out all this crap with all these people, right? What did people like? What did people not? And if they didn't like that character show, that character is
have
not
Doom
making
just show up and kill him.
Yeah, that character's not making it out of the next Avengers movie or Secret Wars. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if they didn't if nobody liked the show, they ain't making it.
Yep.
You know? I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's going to do anything. I think it's going to get dumped out on Disney Plus. I think a bunch of people like The Drinker and Nerdrotic and all them are going to make a shitload of money on hating on it.
Yep.
And, you know.
The content around it is going to be...
That's how the world works.
The content and dialogue is going to be completely based around, this is shit.
Yep. Everybody's just going to hate it and hate it and hate it and whatever. I've seen this before. So I want to talk about the entire preview package that I got with Stitch, right? So when I saw Lilo and Stitch, I got 5 kids movies advertised with this package. And I want to talk about them in order of how much I enjoyed this trailer or thought that this trailer made this movie, you know, appealing in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So we'll start with How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. Dude, this thing looks like $1 million. It
costs
great.
$1 million.
Yeah, it cost a bunch of money to make it.
It costs a lot of money.
Yeah, but you can see that they spent it. You know, it looks fantastic. It sounds fantastic. I think that's going to be fine. You know, I watch this trailer. I'm like, okay, cool, great. You know, I will definitely be excited to see that. My number 2, Elio. Elio really hasn't gotten a whole bunch of press. Really, I know you haven't seen anything.
Yeah, none.
You know?
I've seen the stand-up poster, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I recommend, you know, if you haven't seen a trailer for Elio, you should check out a trailer. It's available on YouTube. It looks good. Looks good. Looks like it could be a lot of fun. I wish they would maybe market this a little bit more because it does look like a good time. So Elio, it's like kind of an alien sort of thing.
It looks like what was the movie Home?
Yeah,
came out
something like
a couple
that.
years ago. Yeah.
Little kid meets some aliens, outer space travel sort of stuff. You know, looks like a good time. My number 3 out of 5, so right smack dab in the middle, is The Bad Guys 2. And Tim, I know, like, you know, you said that The Bad Guys 1 made a ton of money, right? It's a huge thing. Yeah. You know, people really liked that, so obviously a sequel was going to happen.
Yep.
But I watched this trailer. This is fucking nothing for me, man. This is nothing. Nothing. It just looks like nothing. They need to cut a better trailer of it.
Okay.
Give me a trailer that actually gives me something to care about.
Yeah.
And then I would be interested. But the trailer that they showed me at Stitch did not do a good job of that. It was like, maybe it was for kids who like were really into the first one and they were like, oh, look at that. The characters that I know are back doing something.
Yeah.
You know, they might be interested. Right.
I mean, that's how some people will look at the Marvel trailers. Be like, oh, it's just a bunch of characters. I don't know them. Yeah.
Sure. You know. So that's kind of right in the middle because it was just kind of a big nothing. Zootopia 2. Similar trailer where they didn't like get into any kind of plot or anything.
It just sort of gave some celebrity names, and
it looked so annoying and obnoxious. I just couldn't bear it. I was like literally like getting mad old man vibes in my seat because it didn't look good at all. So that looks like it's going to be ridiculously annoying, and I don't want to have to go see it. And then the worst trailer that I saw was Freakier Friday.
Yeah.
Who wanted we didn't need a sequel to
Women.
This. Oh gosh,
want
dude.
this.
So what this looks like though, and I've seen Freaky Friday, and I'll admit Freaky Friday is a fun movie.
It's funny.
It's a fun movie. You know, it's got a cult following. People really like this thing. You know, this looks like, at least from the trailer, like the film equivalent of like, have you ever? Okay, when you're at the movie theater, right, and there's a group of like 8 or 9, like maybe teenage girls, you know, and you know they're just like the cacophony of sound of all of them squawking together. Yes, yeah, that's what this felt like when I was watching this, and I was like, oh no, this is like, I don't think this is going to be fun.
Yeah,
you know? I don't think this is going to be fun.
So I don't think it's made for either of us. You know,
I don't think it's made for either of us.
Yeah.
I'm sure women are gonna love it, dude.
That
just looked like nails on the chalkboard for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And so not a great preview package, I would say overall. 2 good ones, 3 duds.
Well,
we'll see.
I got one that I feel like women would also like, and that's Materialists.
I've seen the trailer for that.
Starring Dakota
that thing just
Johnson.
Makes me mad. We went over this. Remember, it was like episode 1 or 2, and I got really mad about this because I hate this movie, man.
Yeah,
this thing makes me infuriated.
Yeah. Well, Dakota Johnson just gets all the guys in New York by being a matchmaker. This thing is a fan fiction.
It is
a literal
it's a
fan fiction, dude.
It's a fanfic, but it's a fanfic that elevates just like
the worst
problem
mentality.
In our culture. Dude. Yeah, it's a problem. Like the excessive hypergamy of our current culture that is like literally going to collapse the population. Has been induced by social media and digital dating, and this is like, this movie makes me so mad. Yeah.
It's cut like a trailer from 30 years ago, you know.
Yes.
I don't find it appealing at all, but hey, maybe some people will. I don't know. Rom-coms do some money, right?
I guess.
Yeah. I also got another stupid trailer for The Roses. Hate watching that. Or what's her name? Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
Makes me want to tear my eyes out.
I haven't seen
every
that trailer
time
yet.
I see it. Every time I see it, I hate it. Hate this fucking trailer, dude.
Sound like either of us got good trailer packages.
Well, I did get one good trailer, and that. Well, I don't know if you could even call it a trailer. It's for Eddington. So this is a new Ari Aster A24 movie. It looks like it has Emma Stone, Pedro Pascal, who's in everything apparently. Guy Never Sleeps, and then what's his name, Joaquin Phoenix in it as well. So
forgot the name of the best actor in that movie.
Yeah. He's just some background character actor. No one really knows him yet. So yeah, it's just sort of him scrolling through social media. And it's like clips. I guess it takes place during lockdown.
Okay.
So
yeah. Like lockdown, like pandemic lockdown.
Yeah, pandemic lockdown. Just gives you like quick little 2-second clips of all these different actors. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm interested. You know, Ari Aster still has me sold from Hereditary. Hoping he can make it back to Hereditary. Not so much Beau is Afraid or Midsummer.
I still haven't seen Beau is Afraid, and like I get Midsummer, like, and I see where people like it. It's just what I don't know. It's one for me, you know.
Parts of it hit. Yeah. Most of it for me just didn't do it. Yeah. We saw that together, didn't we?
No, I saw that in Michigan.
Oh,
on that terrible fucking vacation that I turned around halfway through and came home
because of Midsummer.
So when I saw Midsommar,
this
is a fun little story time. I took a vacation. This is one of, this was one of the first vacations. This was like the second or third vacation I think that I took with my wife. Now wife. I think we were still dating at the time. But neither of us had been up to Michigan, and we were like, why not? We'll just go up to Michigan. So like I found a cool Airbnb and was we just, went up there.
Yep.
I don't know anything, and I didn't do enough research, right? And I the whole point I wanted to go up there was to go catch like northern pike or muskie because I like to fish, and we wanted to like see some Michigan wilderness sort of stuff.
Yep.
Dude, we went to like southern Michigan, so we didn't get to see nothing. We didn't see nothing. I got to catch my northern pike, and it was about that long.
Nice.
It was about that long.
It's
It was like
one
3
fish
inches
stick.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the size of a minnow. Like you can buy a minnow of this size at the bait shop. So that was incredibly disappointing. But while we were on the trip, we saw Midsommar.
Yeah.
And that was gross.
Yeah.
So
the Edistopal scene.
Yep. And so we saw that, and then what did we do? We got some really bad Chinese food, and then I drank way too much of the like Smirnoff like July 4th edition drinks.
The red wine blueberry or whatever.
Yeah.
Those
spent
are
the
good.
night, like throwing up in my Airbnb, and then we came home the next day because neither of us was having any fun.
Yeah.
So hell yeah. Michigan, baby. Woo, that was great.
Visit Michigan. Brought to you by the Michigan Department of Tourism.
Hell yeah. No, we're going to go to Michigan for the outdoorsy thing. I've learned apparently that's like northern Michigan.
Go to the Upper Peninsula, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what everybody I talked to.
Like,
I came home and was like, I had a horrible time and this is what I did. And they're like, well, where were you? And I said like, oh, I was here. Well, you're an idiot. That's not even close. Like, that's practically Indiana. What did you do? Like, you think just crossing the border changes?
Yes, everything changes.
I was a moron. I didn't know nothing. So, now I know, right?
Yeah.
There's no fish there. But yeah. So yeah, that was my experience with
that. Sounds fun.
Yeah. But in better upcoming movie news.
Yeah.
There's live action Elden Ring potentially happening.
You've played Elden Ring?
Hell yeah, dude.
I have not played Elden Ring.
Yep. Well, you don't really play video games,
but so I'm still signed on because Alex Garland, one of my favorite directors, is signed on. So he had talked previously during his press tour for both Warfare and Civil War about how Warfare was going to be his last one. Right? Mm-hmm. He's not going to do any more movies. I wake up earlier this week and I see Alex Garland tapped to direct an Elden Ring movie. I'm like, hell yeah. What the hell is Elden Ring?
Dude, so Elden Ring is... Are you familiar with like Dark Souls as a franchise or concept or any of that?
No.
Okay. So
no.
All right. Idea. So this is, and I'm so sorry to any like actual gamers out there because I am like barely a video gamer. But I have played Elden Ring, right? So to my understanding of all these things, so there's basically like normal video games. And then there's like a Dark Souls game.
Yeah.
The Dark Souls game is incredibly hard, right? Like these are very hard games. You have to essentially be perfect all of the time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you die. And like most usually in these games, like there's not like a save mechanic or like like it's just like you're dead. You go back to the start, and try again.
Yeah.
So Elden Ring is usually people kind of say that it's like the easiest one of these, but it's kind of the most mainstream.
Yeah.
Right. And it just came out a few years ago. It is hard. It is definitely hard. I've played a few Dark Souls. I've played like some Dark Souls-esque. Like I've played Mortal Shell and I've played Black Myth Wukong. So like these games are super hard. But what's cool about these, one of the things people really like about these, one that I enjoy, coming from like a Diablo background, is the aesthetic. Familiar with like any of the artwork of like Hideo Miyazaki?
No.
I have Berserk somewhere on this thing that I think it's over there. Oh. But anyway, I'll give you a Berserk that we can flip through so you can kind of get familiar with how all that works. But it's very like, it's like intricately like grotesque and macabre sort of things. Like it's really intense. This like kind of dark, distorted world feeling. It's cool, man. It's really cool. Like if they can pull it off in a live action sense with the visuals, dude, this thing's could be.
You know he
this
can.
could be so cool. It could be so.
You've
cool.
seen Annihilation. You know
and
what
I don't
Alex
like
Garland
I didn't like the visuals in Annihilation.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I love them, dude. I feel like Annihilation you could just turn off the audio and just
bear
watch
alligator thing or whatever. You know,
No,
I didn't like that.
It was a bear human. It had a human soul stuck to the
Oh, then
bear.
there was like the alligator thing too.
Yeah, the albino alligator.
But either way, not really looked all that great. Yeah,
I loved it.
If they can do this, if they can make it work, I'm in, man, because it could be so cool. And Elden Ring has like a really like deep lore that I still like after dumping, dozens of hours into
you feel like you're still new
and playing the game and researching and playing the game and research. It's very confusing. There's a lot, right? There's the Elden Ring itself and what that is or means, and there's then like the Elden Lords, and there's their children and the demigods, and so there's just like this goes on so far, and like these diseases that are not really diseases, they're actually like gods from a different time, and like,
oh my god,
there's a lot of like timey-wimey wibbly wobbly stuff going on too, and like
the main question is, are we going to see dinosaurs fucking?
I don't know, probably not. There might be like some corpses doing some weird stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I'm very excited for that. So should be pretty good.
Yeah,
should be pretty good, man. Yep. But we'll see if it happens. I don't know. Alex Garland may or may not want to direct. This may get stuck in production hell. Wouldn't be shocked. It's going to be a massive undertaking to try to do this. I don't know how you could possibly do it in one film, unless it's like a 4.5 hour epic.
Maybe.
But, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know, man. Elden Ring.
So yeah, that's Elden Rings. No idea when that comes out, but next week.
If it comes out, we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully it comes out soon. I'm dying to see this, but
be cool. I think at the soonest it'd be like 2028. Oh, dude, this thing's gonna production hell, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's
storyboarding
that's
and all
the
that.
initial release. I'm saying like it's probably not coming out until late 29.
Wow.
Like, it's dude, like they're gonna be like Elden Ring 2, possibly Elden Ring 3 by the time this thing hits the theater.
Damn. Okay. Well, let's talk about some movies that we know are coming out.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's do that.
We got The Phoenician Scheme getting a limited release this week.
Yep.
You're excited for it?
Oh,
I'm not.
I'm so excited for this.
I'm not.
This thing looks like so much fun. And to, I am not a fan of all of Wes Anderson's films. I did not enjoy Asteroid City.
Did anyone?
Apparently some people liked it. Reading reviews, but I did not enjoy it at all. But like Grand Budapest Hotel, one of my favorite movies of all time. This looks like it's going to be just a lot of fun. Like this just looks like a whole bunch of fun with the nun and the Benicio del Toro. Yeah, dude. Yeah, this looks like that's good.
I can't get into his movies.
And Benedict Cumberbatch, this goofy fucking fake facial hair. Yeah.
Can't get into the movies, dude. Everyone just acts too quirky,
and
stiff, and no, I
this should totally be up your alley. The guy who likes this weird, obscure, quirky, and stiff comedy.
Yeah, for me, no. And I don't know about the other one, Karate Kid Legends. I haven't seen anything for
really
this. Nothing.
Oh, I've seen a ton of trailers.
No trailers. Nothing. I got The Surfer was played basically twice before every single movie. Yeah. But yeah. Karate Kid Legends, haven't seen it.
I've seen a ton of promo for this. I have not seen The Karate Kid. Yeah. I have not seen any of the sequels or reboots or any of that. I have not seen Cobra Kai.
You're still down?
I'm still down. Yeah. Still down. This one looks like I might be entertained.
Yeah.
The other ones, the reason I haven't seen them is because they do not look like I would be entertained.
That's fair.
This one looks pretty good. Yeah. I would watch this. Hell yeah. Jackie Chan doing stuff. Ralph Macchio doing stuff. Yeah. Sure, why not?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Sure.
I'm nowhere near as excited for that as I am Phoenician Scheme, but
Yeah.
you know, but I don't know that I'll necessarily get to see Phoenician Scheme this week. I'll probably see it the following week for the wide release.
Yeah, I was going to say it gets a wide release the following week, so not
so
sure
there may
why
be adjust the
they're doing
tip for
all
that
these.
this coming week, but more than likely,
probably not.
Yeah, more than likely on the wide release. Just depends on my availability and whether or not I can get out to see something like that.
So I had the chance on Monday to see Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was working at the time that the scheduled screening was, so wasn't able to see it, but I am for sure seeing it this week. Super excited for this. Talk to me if you haven't seen it.
I have not.
Okay.
Of course I haven't.
Super creepy.
Sounds terrifying.
Very creepy movie. Very well done movie. So yeah, Bring Her Back looks terrifying.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me, there's a horror movie, I think from 2016 called A Dark Song, about a grieving mother who's trying to get her child back. So the trailer, at least to me, reminds me a lot of that. So
it's just going to do like a grief metaphor, like a babadooking.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm down.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're down for that. I'm down for some Wes Anderson stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we're down for Karate Kid. We'll see.
And if not, could go see Sinners again.
Go watch Sinners again. We'll watch Minecraft again.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. What'd you do this week, Tim?
I worked.
You worked?
I worked.
Yeah, productive citizen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Earning that right to vote every day.
Yeah, pay my taxes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
How about you?
I worked.
Nice.
Well, I worked. The knee is getting better. Today I'm not using the cane, so that's good.
Next week we'll be doing stunts.
Next week there will be stunts.
Yep.
Hell yeah. I was late on the Just the Tip. It's just kind of a busy week, man.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that maybe get back to a more of a regular schedule. I want to get some more shorts posted up too. It just didn't work out this week. Very busy life. But maybe next week. There's always next
for
week.
Sure.
Yeah.
Always next week.
Yeah, exactly. There's always next week.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to get to?
That was it for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They finally paid Brock Purdy.
Did they?
Hell yeah, dude.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Finally paid him. Yep, that's good. Good to see that young man finally get paid some money. $55 million a year average.
Ooh,
so
that's nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good for him.
San Francisco, he's going to need that
$55
million
for him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But and the Bears, Bears doing Bear stuff.
Sign more tight ends, huh? We need more tight ends.
Hell yeah. I did see that the Bears have decided that they're going to build the stadium in Arlington. Pretty much like solely focused on Arlington Heights now.
Every week they come out with the different, we're considering more options.
Yeah,
sure.
You think if they build a stadium in Arlington Heights, do you think like talks of name change or anything like
McCaskey
that?
Hall.
McCaskey Hall, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, like, what do you think? Like the Arlington Bears?
That would be terrible. The Arlington football team. That's the only Arlington name I am willing to accept. The Arlington football team.
Arlington Argonauts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Could be
the
bad.
Arlington 6-11s.
The Arlington 6-11 at best. Oh! I hear Jasper.
Yeah.
I hear my dog barking in the distance.
We got a heckler.
We have a heckler
in the crowd.
Oh man! And Jasper got to make an appearance on Just the Tip, so that was nice. Yeah. I told him he's got to make more. It was hilarious. As soon as he saw the camera, just gone.
Yeah.
Like got his treat, saw the camera, out of the room.
I've tried taking pictures of him, and he just turns his head or jumps away.
Yeah. So the dog very very photo shy. That's just kind of how he does.
Yeah.
And but if you can get a good picture of him, he's incredibly photogenic.
He is.
But if he catches you with the camera, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's out. So
gotta hide it.
Yeah, I don't really have anything big coming up this week. It's Memorial Day weekend, so I'm pretty excited for tomorrow to just kind of be a day to
relax.
Yeah, dude. Probably like go through the podcast, post some shorts up and all that sort of stuff, man. Like it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to just kind of hang out. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But what about you? You got anything going up the next few days before we see our beloved
I'm
fans again?
expecting to work another full week. Hopefully I could get Saturday off.
Fingers crossed. Maybe. Hey, if you're listening, give my man the day off.
No, they don't care. So yeah, that's about it for me. I think we touched on everything entertainment this week. So
that's pretty much it.
We did our jobs.
Yeah, hell yeah, we did something. That's definitely something. Cool. All right. Well, that was episode 11.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Hell yeah, we're over the hump, man.
Yeah.
So, on our way to what's the next landmark?
100.
100. Yeah. Damn. All right.
We'll see you guys at 100.
Hell yeah, 89 more episodes to go.
So
check it out, man. Oh, it's gonna be fine.
It's only like a year and a half. We're good.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
A bit over. Yeah, ought to be fine. Be fine. We'll see you next time, folks. Y'all take care. Enjoy the outro.
See you.